A lot of attention has been focused on Patrick Beverley's impact on this series, especially his defense on Kevin Durant. I want you to hear the way Durant talked about this yesterday because I think it is fascinating on a variety of levels. Let's play that.
They're playing a gimmick defense, which has been working, top blocking everything on the perimeter. So guys not even looking at the three-point line. They're just forcing guys inside the three-point line. So for us, when I get the ball in my spots, you know, I got a pest, Patrick Beverley, who was up underneath me. Well, I could definitely shoot over top and score every time if it's a one-on-one situation. But we got a guy that's dropping and helping, and then we got another guy that's just sitting on me, waiting for me to dribble the basketball. I'm not going to get in the way of the game because, you know, I want to have a little back and forth with Patrick Beverley. I'm Kevin Durant. You know who I am. Y'all know who I am.
I love that line.
There's so much to unpack in that, Jalen. Let's start with the actual basketball piece of it that he's talking about, because we had this conversation here and on First Take the other day. Why doesn't he just shoot over Patrick Beverley? He's suggesting it's not quite that simple.
KD is pissed, and he's scoring 35 against Patrick Beverley when they play again. That's what I saw in that video. He's frustrated because he's thinking what I've been saying the entire time. I love Patrick Beverley. He's an irritant, and that's why he's in the league, because that's his style of play. However, we should be talking about KD versus Kawhi or KD versus Greek Freak, not KD versus Patrick Beverley. And a light switch went on to KD like, I'm Kevin Durant. Why am I even having this conversation? So he about to explode in the next game.
Yeah, there is no doubt that Patrick Beverley is a guy that you don't want to face, but you do want on your team. I mean, he's annoying. He's a gnat. And I mean that in the most complimentary way possible. He's the guy that's going to help you win games and try to get under the skin. What we just saw right there is just like the reestablishment to what you're saying of like, do you know how good I am? Do you know how elite and how special I am as a basketball player? That pause was more telling to me than the statement in itself where he stopped.
One other thing, going back to the day that I grew up watching basketball and you grew up playing basketball, if the other team sent a guy like that after your best player, your team would have a guy who would take him out.
Correct.
Right? The Warriors should have someone, Andrew Bogut or someone like that, set a very hard screen on Patrick Beverley. Right? Back in the day, it would have been even more than that.
No question about it. And we just saw that happen in the Portland OKC game.
Yep.
When somebody cracked Steven Adams, came back and set a big-time pick. But here's the thing. Patrick Beverley isn't there for his offense. So it's kind of hard to really get back at him because he's not out there trying to score. But here's a style thing. This is something Doc Rivers did to KD when he played with OKC and had Chris Paul guarding him. And CP3 gave him problems too. So KD has seen this before.
Either way, I think we can all agree that Patrick Beverley is under KD's skin, at least in some way, shape, or form.